I'm finally here. I am finally going to rename Wanderer. Now, the reason why it took me so long to get to this point in the story is because I like waiting to do stories that I'm in the mood. So I was like, I'm in the mood, so I'll do the story. The thing is, before this section of the interlude, I had to do Kazua's story quest, because during this quest, you end up encountering a lot of history-driven story with the Kaitahara clan. It gets mentioned a lot, so you would need, like, actual proper knowledge before getting to that point. So I had to do Kazua's story quest, and then this one. So I started that at, like, around 8 p.m. It's now 5 a.m., in case you're wondering. I did sit there, well, not sit, I, like, stood there for, like, an hour. Stood, walked around, whatever, for, like, an hour, contemplating things. So it's taking me a second, but I'm finally here, and I get to rename him. I already have one picked out. We'll get there when we get there, but you won't go by the Balladeer anymore?
After learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can carry on using a name connected to him.
Fair.
I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui, and they wouldn't take me back anyway. Recent events will have affected a lot of people, and they might not even remember who the sixth is.
Fair.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
Good man, good man. Let's call it a, tactical retreat.
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people, these are not simple things to accomplish. What you are looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed. How ridiculous.
Do you regret doing all that when you've gotten so little in return?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world worth regretting. Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information naturally.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doctor.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it.
My mind went somewhere, but we're gonna keep this wholesome. Nahida doesn't see you in that way.
Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. You're into justice and all that. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, I'll continue to search Irminsul more deeply and see what secrets can be uncovered. Including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well.
Thank you. Let's hope we can find some answers. Or you can find answers. Whatever.
I will try.
Traveler.
Yes.
After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma?
Because I wanted to know what you changed.
So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. and I'll do everything I can to pay it back.
I didn't do all of this for reward, of course.
Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll balance the books one day. Don't you worry.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that can be reset to zero. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be brought back, and they can never be changed, which is why there is emotion in the human world. Everything that you feel is real and lasting, and whatever is missing in you will not be made whole. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they? Anyway, I gave up trying to become a human a long time ago.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. You're just bearing your feelings. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Well, I hope you can give Nahida a chance.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important thing now is that you need to follow Nahida. Otherwise, all our efforts will have been for nothing.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too.
Why?
Tradition.
Because Paimon still doesn't like you that much.
Then I hope we don't see much of each other in the future.
A name is life's first gift. You didn't say it out loud, but I know that's what you're thinking. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
Huh? You want us to decide?
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's all yours.
Have you got anything?
Oh. Whew! We're finally here. I'm so excited. Name change rules. You can obtain You can obtain the item an appellative stroke from the Archon Quest Interlude Inversion of Genesis, which will allow you to change the Eon's Drift Wanderer Animos name. Please take note that some names cannot be utilized in this change. Once you have renamed this character, some interfaces in the game going forward will display the name that you have chosen. There is a limit on the number of times you can rename this character, so do so with care. Disclaimer, terms of service, blah blah blah. Don't do anything stupid, don't pick a name that will get you banned. So, in yellow, the highlighted part, there's a limit on the number of times you can rename this character, so do so with care. I'm assuming that means, like, oh, if you spell it wrong 50 times, the game's like, you know what, 50 was enough, bitch, get the fuck out. So, I'm assuming that's what that means, but... we're here! Okay. So, I have already chosen a name. Okay. So, I've seen people name this man things like, shortening Kuni Kazushi to just Kuni. I've seen them try to name him like Skara. I've seen people name this man Baby Girl. But I'm going to go with something a bit more serious. I'm so excited. I am going to name him Kaoru. I don't know if that's exactly how it's meant to be pronounced. But the reason why I want to name him this is because it's actually from my favorite book series. It's called Daughter of Smoke a Bone by Laini Taylor. I apologize if I mispronounce the name, but I can't go into too much detail about the name, but basically in the book it's supposed to mean the word hope. And I feel like for him this makes a lot of sense, because now that he is free, which is why he has the animo vision, because he's now free of having to deal with all this stuff, and he's free to do what he wants, and he now has hope for the future. Hence the name Karu. So I feel like it makes sense. So I'm going to name him this. I'm going to name him Karu for hope. And I'm sad because the first time he was around, I had to end up skipping him because I was saving for Baiju. I have Baiju now, and after experiencing this story, I kind of want to pull for him, because he seems like... I'm not gonna lie to you, I love the whole, like, cute baby version of him where he's just, like, a lost little boy, but I do enjoy his sassiness, I'm not gonna lie to you. But you are now named Hope, but in a different language. So, Karu.
Are you sure?
Yes, I think this will do nicely.
Oh, alright. If you say so.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Are you done yet?
And that's it. It's right there. His name is now Karu. I love it.
Still thinking. Stop rushing me!
Take your time. I don't need to see you again until you've thought of one.
What do you plan to do next?
Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
Mm-hmm.
The doctor, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly. But it won't be immediate. You still need some time to compose yourself.
One more thing.
Mm-hmm.
There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know about the connection between Raiden Gokuden and myself. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them in Inazuma, please tell them that I was the one responsible for the Raiden Gokuden's downfall. Even though the events have been erased from the world, they still deserve to know the truth.
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so desire. Maybe that's how it always should have been.
Something I've noticed about his story is that there's a whole lot of suicidal ideation behind it. I don't see people mentioning that a whole lot. And even this, like, he wants to suffer for the sins he's committed because he never wanted to. He was just sort of forced into this role and pretend like he was perfectly fine with it when he wasn't. But I think he's realized that he's on a better path, I guess. And I know that there's technically no redeeming him, but that doesn't stop me from feeling bad. You know what I mean? Fine.
No nonsense. I like it. Alright, let's call it a day. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in an instant. He'll need some time to calm down.
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore.
There were some bumps along the way, but it's all over now.
So we can finally go eat? Paimon is starving.
Thank you both. I hope you will find somewhere nice to go and relax for a while.
Deja vu. Cutscene? Question mark? Cutscene? Question mark? I wait patiently for you to load. Patiently.
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Real blunt.
Yeah, I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. He's the perfect fit to be the narrator of the epilogue.
Mm-hmm.
The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was painting, dancing, and drinking.
Completely off topic from what we just talked about. I don't know who voice acted this guy. Bring him back. I like his voice. Make him voice somebody. It's just, I don't know. Does he sound British or Aussie to anybody else? Because I can't tell, but either way, I like his voice. Bring him back. Anyway.
All these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the final sunrise that Mikoshi Nagamasa saw in his lifetime. Life is a story too long to be told, a journey that you must walk to behold.
Okay. What is that again? Oh yeah. That part. Anyway, where the fuck are we going? It's to that one house, isn't it? It's to that one house, I'm pretty sure. You guys probably can't tell, but my phone is charging, so I have to play GENSHIN in a weird way. So sometimes my fingers won't press it. On top of that, my nails are a lot longer than they should be right now, so I am hereby suffering. No. God damn it, Kazuha. God damn it, Kazuha. That's not what I wanted you to do. It's that one house. I'm pretty sure we're going to that one house. It is. Fucking knew it. This house is like our base of operations in Sumeru, man. Our base of goddamn operations. Coming down! Let's go.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing back.
Rest up, Paimon. I'll buy some delicious treats as a reward.
Wow, great! Huh? Look at the vase.
Well, what about it?
Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? Like, Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
Yeah, I remember. The night we stayed here, Paimon bumped into the table after being startled by something to do with the balladeer and broke the vase. But the balladeer erased his existence. He changed the world, so why is this vase still broken?
You sound lost and confused.
I'm sorry? Who the fuck is that?
I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their mind overwhelmed.
You don't say!
Huh? Is there someone here talking to us?
I didn't. No one told me about this section.
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say?
Who is this?
When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree may sway, it is not displaced. The same is true of fate. Like a vase that falls to the ground, whether it is broken by a cat or by a bird, the result is still a broken vase, is it not?
Who are you?
History does not change easily, but human hearts can. Believe your own eyes. Only that which you see is true. What is unseen is but an illusion.
What the fuck? What?
The voice has disappeared. And who the heck was that? And what were they doing coming out of nowhere and saying all that scary stuff?
Believe my eyes? What does she mean? I should trust my memories?
Anyway, that face is still lying there broken on the ground. Should Paimon go get someone to clean it up? It feels wrong just leaving it there. Just a moment. Paimon will be right back.
Okay. I wonder what else awaits me in the future. Interlude Chapter 3 complete. Inversion of Genesis chapter completed. Oh shit. That was it. That was it. I want to check out that item. The brush, which may bestow a new name upon a certain person. Once the new name has been given, it cannot be changed. Huh. So if I wanted to rename Karu, I could? Interesting. I didn't actually know that would be given to everybody. I thought that was given only to people who chose a name that would interfere with the game. Interesting, but that was it. That was the renaming Wanderer. So happy I got it done finally. And I get a wish! I forgot about that. And Kari Bear. I've actually started part of this quest by accident, so I've just left it so I can finish it. Also, I got my dailies done. Bitch, let's go. Oh. But yeah, that was it. That was us renaming Wanderer and seeing the random. Hold on, let me switch characters to make this more fitting. Was that? No, if I say that now, it'll be. Oh, wait.
There's still a long road ahead.
There we go. So that was us renaming Wanderer and getting the weird cutscene at the end. Not the cutscene, but the weird midway cutscene, whatever. So now I'm curious as to who that was. I have an idea. Because of Fontaine. But obviously at this point in time, when this came out... Stretch. Because Fontaine's not out yet in this section. So, who it is? I don't think that's who it is, but... It's not like characters haven't talked to us before. Because Nahida did in the last year's summer event. If you remember that. And we got the little dendro sigil on us. I don't think that was an Archon, but still. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm probably going to continue with the story because I don't know how to not be stupid. Thanks for watching. Make good choices. Traveler, take us out.